Right, so let's talk about cases for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I contacted Freewell and they did send me their new iPhone 17 Pro accessories, the case, filters and stuff like that, and I will talk about my experience with them. I used this case for quite a while now and still looks quite good even after a few weeks of intense usage, so to speak. It cleans up quite easy. It's fairly simple, has an opening for the camera button. I don't really like that. But all the other buttons, action button and volume and on off, fairly good. Nothing special about that. Has a magnetic area here. I talk about that in a minute. And also has opening for the USB-C port. And so far I did not run into any issues with all my adapters and SSDs. It works perfectly, so no issues there. Even with this one, working good. The legs are one, so no issues with any cables or adapters. They all work perfectly. MagSafe is solid as well, even with like power banks. This is a solid magnet. It's strong and works. Yeah, so pretty solid case overall. So the most used item with the iPhone, at least for me, is the ND filter. It's an VND and an CPL at the same time and has a few of those filter trays. Comes with this nice case and there it is. So you line up the logos and then it connects magnetically and it's really solid. It is an VND and an CPL filter and also has those filter trays. So it's an empty one, a clear one so to speak, but also comes with this 32. So especially if you have a bright sunny day, this can reduce sunlight even more. And there is this glow mist filter. Works fine. For me it's a bit intense, but can make your footage a bit more cinematic, so to speak. And then this one I really like because especially if you shoot landscapes or whatever wide angle shots, you can put this gradient filter in and even put it just half in there and reduce the brightness of the sky for dramatic effect and stuff like that. I really like this edition. Yeah, so this is quite unique and I really like that you have all those options in a pretty sweet system and optically they are pretty nice. Now, I'm not a big fan of those combined CPL and VND filters, even though it is nice to use. Especially on the iPhone with the screen, sometimes you can't really see if you set your CPL filter correctly. I'm not a big fan, not just with this brand or on the iPhone. I don't like this combination overall on any of my cameras. So the good thing though is this is a magnetic filter system. So you can remove this CPL VND part and then you have a magnetic filter holder, so to speak. And also it has a 67mm filter thread. So basically you could put on any of your 67mm filters like this UV filter, and then I just put this ND filter in there and there you go. You could use this even by itself. That's no issue. But what I really like as well is putting on my magnetic Freewell filters. I have that for my other lenses and then it comes with a magnetic holder but also has this and then yeah, there you go. And now I have a pretty intense ND filter system magnetically, even with a lens cap, so this works quite well. But the good thing is the old ND filters, fader ND filters, work as well. They sent me this for the iPhone 15 Pro back in the days. Also just line up the logo and there you go. This is the filter that I use all the time. It's 1:5 most of the time it is enough. So yeah, all the older magnetic filter systems from Freewell work just fine. Right, so let's talk about lenses and anamorphic adapters. They use a 17mm lens mount now, so this makes this case universally usable with all other brands. But they also have something new. They just released this. I think it's quite unique. You can change the flare color by yourself. Comes in a nice case as well. There you have it, quite substantial. Rear cap and a front cap. This one connects magnetically, which is nice. And then you can exchange the color tray, so to speak. Just push this button and then this is neutral. Comes with a blue streak filter or adapter or whatever, and also with a golden. I quite like the neutral. As you can see here, I shot a few test shots also for client, and the blue one looks nice as well. It's more like J.J. Abrams style. And this is my current setup. I almost could use this camera. And golden gets a bit more warmer tone, so to speak. A bit more cinematic if you like that. But I really like the neutral tone, so most of the time I'm using this. Quick side note, while editing this, the difference between those colors sometimes is not that noticeable. It really depends on the location, the lighting on that location, what light shines into the lens, what angle and stuff like that. So it's tricky to tell sometimes. Back to the video. Also has a normal 58 filter thread, so you could use a normal UV filter or even an ND filter if you like that. So what I do is using a adapter right there. Then I could use magnetic filter here, and then just like that, even more substantial, but this works. Anyways, let's talk a bit more about this anamorphic lens. Now, this is a 17mm lens mount, so you could use that with other cases as well. The only downside, now you have to align your lens, because it can screw in a little bit different depending on your case and the lens threads. So you have to align your lens, and they have those little screws, those hex screws. And actually they provide a little hex key, but it is really tiny. It came in a little bag like this, and I think last night while shooting those test frames, I lost mine on location. So this is a bit of an issue, but what I found, it is a 0.9 hex screw, and I have this repair kit for my MacBook or iPhone, but I also ordered a little screwdriver which makes things a bit easier. And now with this screwdriver, it is actually much easier to get this screw here. It's really tiny, and now it's really easy. With the other tool, it was I was not a fan. Now with this screwdriver, it is really easy. You just loosen it up a bit, so there's a bubble level on top, and if you have it on a tripod especially, you can see how it's aligned. It's a bit tricky at first, and now it's not really level, but you get the idea. And now with the screwdriver, it really is easier. And I talked about this hex tool issue with Freewell. They're aware of that, and they will think about improving that. But overall, I think losing it was actually kind of good, because now I have this screwdriver and this works now much better. So yeah, there you go. So optically, this lens is really great, really cinematic. I really like it, and especially since I can switch those streak colors, so to speak. I will try and see what gimbal works with this setup, with an SSD connected as well. Because all of my iPhone gimbals, I have the Insta360 gimbal and the DJI one, yeah, they can't handle the weight. It's around 471 grams. I'm in the talks with 2 brands and I will test 2 gimbals that might work with a bigger anamorphic filter SSD setup for ProRes RAW open gate, because stabilization doesn't work with that in camera or in iPhone stabilization, I'd say. This one is the 1.33 version, which I really like, but there's also a 1.55 version if you like that. And with the Blackmagic camera app, it is really easy to use that, and with OpenGate, it's really nice. Anyways, another thing that is really nice, since it's a 17mm lens mount, you can use any other brand lens. Like this newer one, this is the 18mm, which I really like. Maybe Freewell can send me the telephoto lens, which I'm interested in, but this one is quite sweet as well. So this just works. So you don't have to buy specific brand lenses. But again, I think the Freewell options optically are quite good. Newer sent me those with their case for the iPhone 15 Pro Max back in the days. Yeah, and other accessories work as well. I have still this hand grip that came with the 15 Pro Max accessory kit they sent me back in the days. This still works quite nice. So the good thing about the Lexa system is actually this adapter. Now this works. So yeah, this is a kit that could work. Also, it has that selfie stick option. So yeah, a bit odd, but something that someone might use. Also has an on-off or start-stop recording. Have other hand grips like this behemoth. Yeah, so this is quite intense, but works really well. And by the way, I have a video about all the SSDs that work for ProRes RAW with the iPhone 17 Pro Max. But yeah, I think that's about it. So overall, this is a quite nice case. All the accessories are solid and usable and optically really good. Anyways, let me know in the comments what you think or what accessories I should test as well. And again, I will test different cases. I have 2 more to come, and I also will test a gimbal that can handle all the accessories you've seen today. And as always, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Back to work. Yeah, it's still early enough for me. Otherwise, good night and good luck. Bye.